welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Alana here. Welcome back to 3 Degrees of Love Divination. So I just wanted to quickly jump on and to say thank you so much for helping me reach 200 subscribers. That is truly amazing, and I am forever grateful. And I hope that you will continue to join me in helping me grow this channel. It's been a while coming, from when I started the channel and how infrequently I had been posting to what it is now, and and the growth that has come from all of that, even in the sense of the people that I've met along the way, the wonderful creators that I've gotten to know, become friends with, and just having the opportunity to use their creative works within my growing practice and spiritual journey. And of course this ranges from decks and books, and even methods of practice, that I've come to know. And on top of that, having the opportunity to find like-minded individuals to even collab and create another channel known as the Spiritual Void, from A to Z. So if you haven't checked it out, we've already had our premiere of our first episode, and episode 2 is actually up already on the channel as well. So be sure to check that out, and please head over there, like, share, and subscribe. Also, please support my co-host, which is Sexy Lexi of Alexis Milner, and her beautiful daughter Zesty Zoe over at Tego. Of course, all of their information will be linked in the description box down below. But also, something really exciting to let you guys know about is the fact that the giveaway for the Earth, Moon, and Shadow Oracle that was lovingly gifted to me by Serafina herself, and created by her wonderful team of Ruined Vervain. It's a family-owned business, and they had just finished wrapping up the Shadows of Wonderland Tarot. And so now that I've reached the 200 subscribers, if you are interested in entering the giveaway, please be sure to check out the post that I posted last night with a picture showing 200, and follow the instructions below that post. So just to give you a reminder, please, when you comment down and let me know that you want to be entered into the giveaway, please introduce yourself by name, and also share with me one of your favorite videos that is on my channel, 3 Degrees of Love Divination, to date. If you want to share why it's one of your favorite videos, that would be awesome too. But really, it's just for you to comment, introduce yourself, so that I can get to know a little bit more about you, and tell me what your favorite video was that you've seen to date on my channel. So with all that being said, I wanted to, besides of course all of this announcement and wanting to have a face-to-face, because I know I do a lot of top-down hands, because I want you to be able to see what it is that I'm... Sorry about that. The video cut off because we had an emergency alert just to tell us there was no emergency. It was a test, but still, it was just funny because an emergency alert to say there's no emergency. but it's like literally, and I can't turn it off. So this is what's happening. So I'm just, trying to like let the thing play off and then just finish. Yeah, so that's what's happening in the background. So if you can hear that, please, excuse that. I might try to edit this out, but right now this is what's happening, and so I'm going with the flow. And there we go. Okay, so I gotta. Okay, so sorry about that. That was quite the nonsense, and this is part of why I don't like filming during the day. But then I'm also a night owl, so it's usually easier, but it just happens to be daytime, and I'm doing this now, and so of course, yeah, right, the whole reason why I don't like filming during the day has to show up in, anyway, okay, so, before I got distracted, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I think I like for you to be able to see what I'm doing, and so I do like to have top-down videos for the most part, and I haven't quite figured out yet how to be able to have you seeing me while seeing the top-down view yet. I'm not really at all that tech savvy, so when it comes to those things, yeah. But once I get there, you'll know I get there. But anyways, so yeah, but I just wanted to say that for the most part. And then also, I'm actually really excited to share with you what's new. I recently got in a deck and book for review. And it's not even just the fact that it's for review, but it was the fact I was inspired by a previous video I had done, and I think this is sort of leaping off from Easter, Good Friday and Biblical Tarot and stuff. So yeah, so okay, fine, because I'm just excited, and I can't wait to like do the top down so you can see. But after my my video that I included when I was sort of going through and talking about Gustave Doré, and the big book here, the Dior Bible illustrations, and then also the deck, but also the Biblical Tarot. And actually, the Biblical Tarot has surprised me in many ways, because just even in regards to the readings that I've been doing with it, and diving into the bigger guidebook here, but also it's come up in other ways on other YouTubers channels, in the sense of live the live streams. I don't know why that was lost for me for some reason, but they're live streams, and it was actually just yesterday, I believe. I forget the name of, but it was Ramon, I think. Yes, Ramon. I just can't remember the channel's name, but he had a special guest, and and it was Selena from Essence of the Moon. And she had been talking about using the Biblical Tarot, and there was a specific card that she was talking about, which was the Queen of Feathers. And and that came up because I'm still using the Biblical Tarot, and for some reason I was like, it was the Queen of something, and I was like, and the way she described the card, I was like, I have the Biblical Tarot in front of me. Let me look at this. Let's see if I find the card that she's talking about. And it so happened that it was the card and the representation of it was I think it's Abigail, and the Bible verse on it. Actually, let me see if I can find it and pull it out for you. First, now I can't find it because I had shuffled it since. But it was the Queen of Feathers, and like I said, on it, it was Abigail, and it was the Abigail the Peacemaker. I don't remember what the scripture was that was on the card, but when I do find it, I will for sure put it up on screen. And I just thought how fitting that was, you know, for it to be that card that came up that she happened to be discussing, you know, and I felt like, you know, the instant connection with that card, you know, as she spoke about it. But anyway, so sort of back to the Biblical Tarot. So I received today a copy of the Shadow Edition of the Biblical Tarot. So I'm really excited about that, and thank you so much to Krasimir for obliging me in sending me the Biblical Tarot, along with the bigger guidebook, the Illuminating Path Within. And I've actually been inspired by using the Biblical Tarot, and of course when I first saw the comparison video that Robin of Robin Reflections, she had actually done a side-by-side review of both editions of the deck, and happened to actually have it out on Easter. I think she released it on Easter Sunday. I can't quite remember. But when I find it out, of course, all of that will be linked down, you know, in the description box. But the thought of using, because of the instant connection that I had to using the Biblical Tarot, and the messages that were just streaming from, you know, from using it, I thought, considering that, you know, as a social worker, you know, healing, introspection, shadow work, all of those things are very much in alignment with, you know, my development of my healing practice, you know, and where I hope to see, you know, 3 degrees of love, divination growing, you know. And what really inspired me with the use of these decks since Easter, and the synchronicities that have been coming up, you know, even, you know, some of the introspective moments that I've had, and yes, I have been triggered, and, you know, I've been down in an emotional roller coaster, you know, really taking the time to spend with my feelings, my piggies, and really understanding the feelings that were coming up and why. And as I was doing that, you know, and then of course, like I said, since I've been inspired since Easter, working with the Biblical Tarot, and now having the Shadow Work edition to also work with, you know, my goal. And I don't know if you've been following me for a while, and I'm not sure if you may have noted, but I love using similar decks, I also like, when I say similar, I mean I like opposing texts. I like having, for the shadow and the light. One of the my favorite sort of contrasting decks that I like to use, well, there's a few, but one of them is by Debra, and that's the Guiding Light Tarot, and the Black Tarot that they've done. Something about that I feel is very, it gives that, that light message, shadow message kind of variation, and I really enjoy working with my decks like that. And so I do plan, so stay tuned, because I am working on and looking at a way of working with the Biblical Tarot, both editions, simultaneously, and how that can be very therapeutic and beneficial when it comes to doing deep introspective shadow work, for self, and when working with others. So I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do that. If I want to, just do one video, or make it a series, and how that's going to look like. So stay tuned for that. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so. It would means the world to me. I want to be able to grow this channel, and in doing that, being able to share with you the healing practices that I have been engaging in, that has been helpful to me, how I've been combining that with therapy, the therapy practices that I've learned within my own personal therapy sessions, but also as a social worker, as someone who has spent my career doing coaching and supporting individuals from marginalized communities, those with disabilities. I've hosted life skills workshops and things like that. So this is just another way for me to really engage those skills, and to help and bring insight and healing, and also the opportunity for learning, not just me being able to share what I've learned with others, but also continuing the learning for myself, because to me, when you in this life, when you're walking this life, it doesn't matter what age you are, we are always still learning. And I remember actually just yesterday morning getting up and how I was feeling, and yes, I was still I was ruminating a little bit on, past, and, and my past, and, what that has been like for me. And in doing that, I remember asking, God, Spirit, when will we learn? Right? And what the response that I heard was, until the day you die. So I was like, oh, okay, thanks, God, thanks. So basically, never. You don't stop learning. This life journey, every life journey that we encompass is a learning journey. And from the moment that we enter this world until the moment we exit, we are always learning. And for anyone who thinks that they're finished learning, if you're still living and breathing, then no, you're not. You're not done. You ain't done learning. There's so much more to learn. And it's just a matter of surrendering ourselves, our egos, and embracing that about life, is that we never stop learning. As we continue to live, we learn, and in that learning, along the way, it's how we respond and how we choose to listen for the information. So the listening, and that's why in my channel title, you'll always see I talk about 3 degrees of love, and in that underneath, and even in what I say at the end of my videos, always remember to live, listen, and learn. Because we never stop learning. And in that learning, we have to be able to surrender our egos, take a moment to just stop and listen. Listen to ourselves, listen to our spirit, our divine spirit, Mother Nature, and one another. We must be willing to stop and listen to one another. So, with all that being said, this has been 18, give or take, because there's been some inklings here and there. Yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit of that with you. And whether or not I choose to continue this video top down, or just do a whole nother video, stay tuned, you shall see. So thank you so much. I love you.